Claudia, so good to see you.
Hi.
Hi, I wanted to bring you on because you've had like this, I don't know, rebirth? What are you calling this? It
My
just,
Phoenix moment.
yeah, you have, and you have had some really interesting experience with Authority X Pro, my new AI sales, AI. We're calling it all kinds of things. So, but it is my sales AI that's basically like having me 24/7 to consult. And you've just been doing some great things with it. So I wanted to talk about that, see if we can help anybody who's watching with what they're working on, and brag a little bit. So what would you say before we get into like the backstory and everything? What is the punchline? Like what success have you had in the last 30 days or so?
I've been able to monetize myself as an intuitive worker, which I thought was so hard. And I've tried years to do this.
Yeah,
Like my entire career as a medium, like it's really difficult. I thought, okay, because I don't know. I feel like it's common for women, and then for women who are like really empathic, like I can't sell myself. I don't want to charge for this. So I found it really hard. Like I would post daily. I would go on live on Instagram all the time. And I felt like I would just burn myself out because I was doing it for a hobby, even though I wanted this to be my career. And it was really frustrating.
yeah. So you help people with their intuition. You
Mhm.
are a medium yourself.
Yes.
Would you consider yourself a death doula?
Yes,
Yeah.
totally. I mean,
Yeah.
I got the certification for that, and
That's right.
because I'm a medium, it all has to do with death, whether it's the afterlife or going through it. And even just like death of losing a job, like
Yeah.
that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all the deaths.
So you worked on Instagram and we've worked together for a while now. It's been really awesome getting to know you and see all the things that you're doing. But it was just sort of figuring out what is this offer
Mhm.
and how are you kind of presenting yourself to the world? When you
Yeah.
started using Authority X Pro, which by the way, if you go to authorityxpro.com, you get a 24-hour free trial that is just like no strings attached. So I highly recommend everybody do that because you can kind of figure out a ton in those 24 hours. I've had more than 1,200 people do that. So in just like 5 weeks or something. So it's really, really cool. Yeah, it's really awesome. But when you first started using it, what was that experience like for you? Like how did you know that it was gonna be interesting for you?
Well, it sounds like you, which is really funny. And then it's kind of like teaching you. It's really nice because it'll be like, oh, it'll tell you what is good about what you're writing. So, for example, when I started using it, I just kind of like blah,
Mhm.
verbally just said, this is me. And it kind of, I feel like I went on a little rant, like I'm a medium, but I'm not getting paid for my services. But I post so much really helpful content, lots of free stuff. Like if you look at my Instagram, it's like so much free stuff that I've given over the years. For what? For no clients. And I feel like, what am I doing this for? So after
Mhm.
all of that, it saw like, okay, well, you did this great. Why don't we work on this?
Yes.
And really on the sales part, because I didn't know how to package myself as like I felt like it taught me how to see the worth and what I was creating. Because over the years of not getting any bang for my buck, I felt like, what am I doing this for?
Yeah. So at first it tells you what you actually have been doing well
Yeah.
because it reframes it. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know. We don't know
Yeah.
how to compare it. And we also feel like, well, if it hasn't been working to give me this outcome, it may
Mhm.
not be a good thing that I've done. But it really helps you put a mirror up to what you've done. And then it helps you like, let's really turn this into something.
Yeah, and then it'll say some offer, like, why don't you try? Let's say for me, it was, why don't you try a mentorship? And I was thinking, yeah, I would love to do a mentorship, but, I go into the yes, but, and
Mm,
then it kind of stops you and it's like, no, but let's do it. Reach out to people, see if anyone's interested. And I was like, well, after a lot of like, no, and then Authority X Pro was like, yes, you got to try it. Just step
yeah.
out of your comfort zone. then I'm like, fine, like let's give it a shot. Like, who knows what will happen? And I got three people signed on to a 497 group mentorship, which I feel is amazing.
$497. This is
Yes,
three people. And what time period did these three people sign up, do you think?
like 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't
Crazy.
really talk about it too long.
Yeah. And it was because it gave you that understanding, that clarity, the offer itself. And then did it
Yes.
tell you what to say, or like what was the thing that made it, work for you?
Yes, so first it helped me organize all of the things I had. So what do you have? I have a website, I have a stand store, I have a chat GPT, I have an Instagram, a YouTube. So knowing all the pieces that I had, it kind of put them together for me and organized them. And then it's like, okay, well, why don't we make content for your Instagram? Because what I would do is first test it. Well, this is how I did on Instagram, this is how I did on YouTube. And Stanstore has a really cool way of understanding like where the traffic's coming from.
Yes, it
And
does.
after putting that in, it's like, oh, well, all your traffic is coming from Instagram. Let's just keep making content.
Mm,
And I'm like, at the time, I was like, well, I always make content for Instagram, but there's little tweaks that you can say, like call to actions at the end that I would never think of using. And then starting to understand who my client was, it kind of helped me in that sense. Like,
yeah.
your client is not just somebody who wants to learn mediumship. They're like an intuitive person who knows that there's more to the world than what's seen, and
Mm,
they need help in this sense. And you have all of this, that you can use to help them. Of course, you can make a class. And I was like, oh, when you read it, it makes sense.
mhm.
And it was just so easy.
Incredible. And I think you had something else happen after that. So something else, it was a different offer or the same offer?
Yeah, so within my group, then I had a student come to me and say, "Well, I want to go even deeper into
Yeah.
mediumship." So my 497 offer is like an 8-week mentorship. So I
Yeah.
take these women to not only strengthen their intuition, but to learn to trust themselves. Because when you work on anything that's unseen, if you don't trust what's coming through, it's really hard to like believe any of it.
Mm,
So, from here, like my student was, well, I really want to go deeper into my mediumship only. And this is only speaking with, spirits of loved ones. And this is something I can help her with because I can also tune into her energy and kind of guide her that way. And so when I asked like AXP, like, well, how should I set up an offer? And in the past, I have done a 4-week offer for this that I priced way too low. And
mm.
so AXP was able to help me in that sense of like, no, don't sell yourself short. You got, you can price it at 997. And I was like, oh no, that's way too much. And I was kind of nervous, but it made sense. And it was true. It worked. I got my
Well,
client.
the value is for someone like, who wants that. They're paying for the value, not the, you know, discounted.
Yeah. And it's like what it said is like they're paying for the outcome quickly.
Hmm.
Right? It's like you can take years doing this or you can take 4 weeks. And I
Yeah.
was like, I can get you there in 4 weeks. So that when it said that, it made sense. And it's honestly, I have your book right here. It's just like your book.
Oh,
It's
yes,
like everything that's
exactly.
in the book.
My book says all of it because I trained this whole thing, right? And it's
Yeah.
trained on the idea, but that's right. I mean, that's a good point. So somebody can get Authority X Pro, um, or they can get my book and they read it
Exactly.
through. Authority X Pro will just like read you real quick, 10 minutes in, but the
Yeah.
book is pretty much going to help you with these main things for sure.
Well, I love that Authority Exposed like that tough love.
Yeah.
It's like just do it. Like
Yeah.
and I had a school. I had a school with like 50 members, but I wasn't posting on it because I
Mm.
had already burned out with Instagram. I had already burned out with school. And I was like, you know what? I gotta just concentrate. I'll just concentrate on YouTube,
Yeah, yeah,
getting my YouTube stuff. And
yeah.
it's like, you know what? Let it go.
Yeah.
I don't think people would say to let it go, but then I let it go. I used that platform for my current mentorship and then I got paid finally. Because I was like paying. Like $100
money,
a month for
$100
nothing.
dollars a month, and you're not using it, and
Yeah.
it's just not working for you right now.
It wasn't. And so it's nice to like not feel the FOMO, right? Like I let it go and it's like releasing something I didn't need at the time, and I
Yeah.
can always rebuild it after these 8 weeks.
Can I ask you on the Instagram side, you've been posting quite often, and I've
Mhm.
been seeing it's been feeding to me, which is it's working. And then also it's different kind of content, it's really engaging content. Do you did Authority X Pro help you with like the actual posts?
Yes,
Okay.
because I will say, like today, I was telling it I want to post a video about how meditation doesn't have to be like sit quiet and lotus style, which is really hard to do. And it makes people think, well, I can't do it.
Yeah.
When in reality, you don't have to sit quietly. You can like move, you can walk, you can read. All you have to do is kind of zone out. And so
Mhm.
it took my idea and then it gave me like a nice, well, put these words on it. Why don't we hit these like pain points? Because it knows who my audience is. So it
Yeah.
kind of guides me to really focus on what the pain points are so I can get my point across not only faster, but to the people who need to see it.
When someone, one of the questions I get a lot is, why can't I just use ChatGPT? Because it sounds like AI helping you. What's different?
Yeah. It's funny because this AI is built with business mindset and
Mm.
ChatGPT isn't.
Yeah.
ChatGPT is like, of course your idea is great.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's awesome.
yeah. It wants you to be happy for sure, which is okay. Yeah, that's right. It's built. It's built. That's why it's on the other hand, when people say, "Well, can it do this and that?" and I say, "No," because it's built. That's when you do use ChatGPT or Claude or something else for these other. I use about all three all day. You know,
Yeah.
you use AXP when it's about like how do I make thousands of dollars in the next few weeks?
Yeah, I feel like because you trained it with your mindset of
Mhm.
all of your business knowledge, it's just like talking to you when I like, well, I have an idea for an offer, then it breaks it down so that it makes sense and it knows the psychology behind selling, which I think is great. I don't think I mean, unless you train ChatGPT, which is going to take a lot of time and it's going to take an expert.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, you can do it if you in a pinch. You can give you some good advice for sure, and it can help you like ChatGPT can help you like organize a lot of things and thoughts and different things for sure. And so if that's what you have access to, use it to the best of your ability. And then when you're ready, AXP is there. Let's talk about AXP certified. The
yeah.
certification program that I recently launched just a few weeks ago. You are one of the very first members of that first cohort. Yes, I call us astronauts because we're going to go out there and just kind of check things out for everybody else. Can you speak to that at all? Anything about that's been interesting for others?
Yeah, so what I love about the certification is I'm learning how to use AXP from you directly, which
Yeah.
is like getting business advice from you in person as well, which is awesome. So it's
Yeah.
like double whammy. And also, I can put my clients in and kind of help them get to their goal
Yeah.
easier.
And let's talk about that because people may not know what we mean. When you get
Yeah.
the certified version of AXP, you actually get a client dashboard where you can upload your individual clients and you can run AXP for them and individually talk through their pain points. It's almost like having 20 accounts essentially of AXP.
Yeah, and the more you use AXP, which I use it so much, the more it knows how you work and the more it knows your processes. So it
Yeah.
starts to become my own expert.
Yeah.
So then it applies my expertise toward my clients and then packages it so that they get their wins. Because it's like a business, like they want the client to get their wins fast. So
Yeah.
it packages it so that everyone comes out winning,
That's
which
right.
I love.
And because the people who are taking the certified version are not all teaching other people how to make money, like you're teaching people about intuition and mediumship, it is created in a way that you can, whatever your teaching is, gets to interweaved into my teaching.
Yeah.
and you get to upload your trainings if you have any. If you don't, I got you. But if you do, you'll see your influence on it. And then it is trained not to just talk about sales, it's trained to then adjust to whatever your topic and niche is. And that's been a development. It's taken a little while to kind of get it to that point, but now I think it's just so cool in doing that. And then the other people who are in it. So if somebody is already using AXP or they did the trial or they're on the annual or monthly pass, why would they want to join the certification, in your opinion?
I feel like the certification will help you work with clients directly one-on-one because you can use AXP to get ideas on how to monetize your work,
Yeah,
right? Everyone's using social media, so we need to figure out how to get out there to get clients. But then what?
yeah,
So I feel like it really helps like, okay, these are how you can get your own wins. And then it's fast. I have 3 kids. I don't have time to sit there and go back and forth. Like this gets it to me instantly. So
yeah.
cool.
Three young kids running around. You're helping them, and you just like come back 2 minutes later. Boom, the answer's there for you.
I use it on my phone.
Oh, love
The
it.
majority I'm using it on my phone when I'm at the park, when I'm getting groceries, and I'm just like I talk into it and
Yeah, it has a voice feature that you could
yeah.
just talk to it, and then it just transcribes it, and then there you go. Oh, that's so cool. I don't get to see people using it, so it's really cool to imagine that you're just like at the grocery store, and you're like, yep,
I
that's
was at
it.
H Mart today getting my Asian groceries and going, "Brr," you know,
I love that. I love
making sure.
it. Yeah, and then what we talked about on one of our certification calls this week, we talked about what's working, because I always want to help people with like what is actually working. What has been something that has helped you? You gave us some great feedback. What's one of those things? I'm trying to find my notes here, but what's one of the things that has been helping you the most?
I'm gonna say, well, everything's helping me. For one, monetizing all my ideas. Because I
Mm,
was, for example, when I was doing Instagram and I put my heart and soul into it, and then my call to action was follow me for more, which got me followers, but then like I just got a bunch of people following and
yeah.
not converting into clients. And I have helped so many women. But now that I'm able to convert, people into clients, I can really help them. And then I'm getting their testimonials and then rinse and repeat, which is nice. So I feel like it's helped me see myself as a businesswoman finally
Mm,
and to get like credibility, street
yeah.
cred. Like I'm actually getting it with testimonials, with transformations, and people are seeing me as not the another medium with the small chipmunk voice. Like I get you to your goals.
Wow. Well, I was just thinking,
Finally.
actually, you have a great voice and great voice for voiceover and for even
Thank you.
delivering your own things. And so would you say, like, if you had to describe the fear you've had in the past compared to like someone now who has that same fear,
Mhm.
could you describe that fear and like how they can break out of it in your opinion?
Oh my God, yes. Not being seen or taken seriously for your expertise, which is the f most frustrating part. And for me, it was just like I didn't know, like I always worried about how I appeared, and it wasn't how you appear. And so I had a person like I had long hair and I had ghosts everywhere, and I was like, okay, I'm a medium, I'm an in-your-face medium, and I
Yeah.
just took it all off. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be just mom version of me, but still speak authentically and get my point across. And I feel like XP really helped me get into that.
Yeah. So you would think that people who feel that way right now,
Mm.
that it's a little scary to do, but it seems like it's worth it.
Well, yeah, and it's like if you're not going to do something that's scary, like why are you living? Because our life is so exciting. We can't just be like vanilla all the time. We gotta try like strawberry and Rocky Road and all those fun things.
Yeah.
And it's worth tasting, it's worth experiencing. So yeah, I feel like the fear piece is a good piece.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like jump
awesome.
in.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. I'm loving this. I think there's going to be like a part three. I know we've talked before. There's going to be another phase. We'll connect in a few weeks, see how things are going. And so happy to have you in the certification because I get to hang out with you a couple times a week.
Thank
And I'll see you very soon, okay? Have
thank
have
you.
a wonderful time with this.
Yes,
Wonderful time. Be very proud of yourself.
thank you. I do. I am really proud of myself.